Hi, my name is Stephanie Baldwin, and today I will be presenting on Education for Women is the Future of Pakistan. So right now, some of the problems facing Pakistan are things like they have a high infant mortality rate. There's a war on terrorism. They have one of the lowest literacy rates in the world, and their female rate is considerably lower than their male rate. And so that gives the females a lack of job opportunities. They have very limited, if they need to work outside of their homes, they are mostly limited to agricultural jobs and things that are of that class that do not require a lot of education. Um, and so this is holding their country back because a considerable amount of the country's would-be workforce can't contribute to their society and the production. Um, So, would educating women help, and how would it help? Well, some of the things that it could help out with is women could teach, like if the poorer women were educated, they would have the opportunity to teach their children at home instead of sending them out to the mahadras, which are the extreme schools that teach them the basics about math and reading intermixed with extreme religious views. That's where jihad is taught and dying for your religion and to receive your virgins in paradise. So if women were educated, they'd be able to they would be able to read the Quran at home and teach it to their children. They would be able to teach the more peaceful principles of Islam and not just the jihad or the revenge ideas. They would be able to teach them the love and the way to treat people properly. Um, so there has been a big change since the 1980s and like on the campuses of Pakistan. Before, you would see women without burqas, and it wasn't Western, but it was more so than it is today. Um, because of the introduction of the Taliban, they're more traditional in what they wear and probably more traditional in their views and what they think. So people like Malala are really the face of change for the future of Pakistan because she is promoting women getting taught and learning for themselves. And that is something that they haven't focused on much for Pakistan. And it's really important for their community because I feel women have a lot of impact on their community by teaching. They're the hands that teach the younger generations. The future of Pakistan are going to be taught by the women and their fathers too, but the women are with them more in the home. So the more education that we can get them, the more opportunities that they'll have. They won't be limited to the few choices that they have in their small villages. Education is especially hard in Pakistan for the more rural areas. There aren't a lot of opportunities for schooling. So if we can get the women taught and literate and basic reading, writing, and math, that would make the future of Pakistan, especially for women, so much better, but really for the whole country. Um, as we can see in the chart, the literacy rate is starting to grow. I mean, it is increasing, but still the women's rate is considerably lower than the men's. And even at 72%, I mean, for the overall country in 1998, it was 62.3 literacy rate for all of the people, with the women being at 51.8%. That is really low, and there's a lot of room for improvement. Um, As we've learned from Malala, the Taliban does not want the women to be educated because they can make such a change. If they just learn basic cleanliness during birthing, it will decrease the mortality rate. We learned about that in a presentation from one of the topic presentations this semester, that the infant mortality rate is very high just because the women don't know how to properly cleanse their tools to cut the umbilical cord and to clean their baby, and just basic cleanliness things that would be really easy to teach them. It's just one of the examples of the importance of educating the women so that the nation can continue to grow. The women are the future of this country, whether they want to notice it or not. There are more and more women's voices that are being heard in Pakistan. And if Pakistan wants to be one of the leading countries in the nation, or to continue to grow and move up in the world's economy, they're going to need to take some time to make sure their women are educated to help their whole population. Thank you for listening to my presentation.